What is going on, guys? Today we're looking at SBC Javi Martinez. He's the 94 CDM who, to be honest, looks really nice. Obviously he's had a huge upgrade. I didn't even know that he was completely not necessarily, I don't even know if he's retiring personally, but he is obviously leaving Bayern, or at least not playing for them, and it is an end of era. He's gone from an 81 to a 94. Obviously no informs this year. In terms of his generation, I think we have had a team of the season in 18, and we also had one in FIFA 13. Other than that, in total, he's had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, including this one. This will be his 10th special throughout every single FIFA starting in FIFA 10. So he's never been one for informs. Obviously, this version has had a huge upgrade, like I said. We've had a 49 pace increase, 31 shooting, 21 passing, 24 dribbling, 11 defending, and 15 physical. So we do see this a lot of the time, because normally what happens is as players get older, obviously as they kind of like, not necessarily deteriorate in terms of the game, but EA like to make them a little bit slower. They like to make their kind of specific stats. So for instance, for a CDM, they'll bump up his defending. His physicals may stay the same depending on obviously how he plays, but normally the pace tends to go down. So normally if we find someone who's normally, say someone like a Rooney card, back in the day, pace, shooting, physical, the whole 9 is up. Then we start losing the pace. Maybe the shooting starts to creep down a little bit as they start to lower the rating. We'll see the same with Aguero probably next year, due to the fact that more than or at least if it's not next year, the year after, because he is at Barca, so he will drop down in rating. But in terms of kind of like what he's capable of, I feel like it'll be less than obviously before. But in terms of Martinez, just kind of like judging straight off the bat, normally with these big pace increases, sometimes they don't really correlate to what they actually like. I feel like this year they've done alright with that. Like we've seen, I think, Toni Kroos go up, we've seen Muller go up, and to be honest, their paces did seem heavily improved, so that is something that is quite nice. Obviously the rest of the stats are going to be nice. He's still going to feel a little bit blocky. That's a guaranteed with a card like this. He is 6'4", so he isn't a small player by any means. I just feel like the pace of him should have had a nice increase from 37 to 86. I think you can definitely kind of get on board with that. Obviously, the chem style we're going to go with is Engine. It's going to give him 91 pace, 93 dribbling, and 95 passing. So, without further ado, we've got team player and injury prone. Let's see what Martinez can do. Also, he's coming in at about 200-ish K, so a little bit pricey for a card like this. Bit of Martinez on the ball. Definitely feels faster, like he feels sharper, I think is the right word for it. I don't feel like he feels like he's rapid, but I mean as in, you can definitely tell the difference between his kind of like 37 pace and this 84. He really does feel that little bit more on the ball, kind of is able to actually do something in the game. The 37 literally was just like pulling teeth. And obviously the big thing, that was poor from myself, the big thing from Martinez in general was kind of like his passing way before, so that's always nice to have that big increase there. I think just everything about him is going to translate quite nicely. The only thing I was quite worried about him is he really worth 200k? Like, we've had so many good Bundesliga midfielders. Do we need another one? And obviously, do we need one that's kind of a little bit risky in terms of such a big upgrade? Will it translate into FIFA quite well? Obviously, passing wise is absolutely lovely from him. What can we find? Can we find a bit of... No, I've gone... That's poor. That's my fault. Martinez keeping up with Cantona there. The prime version as well. So that's very nice. It definitely wouldn't have been able to do that during the gold era. Martinez getting in the way. Lovely bit of defending. And then I literally throw everything in the pan. Martinez looking for that long ball. Nearly gets there, to be honest. Theo is a very good left back anyway. Ben Yedder manages to pick up the pieces. We've got Kante running in. Ben Yedder's going to try and go all the way, but Moments Essien is going to see him out there. I think the big thing for me for completing an SBC like Martinez is end of era. It obviously depends on kind of like the value the card holds to you. Like personally, the midfield for me in terms of my Bundesliga is absolutely fine. So if I was kind of not doing reviews and whether I'd kind of want a card like that in the team, it all depends. It all depends on, like I say, what you've got in the midfield already, because if you've already got it pretty set, I like to normally, if I weren't doing content, I'd like to have like a full 11, and that's about it. You don't really need anything more than that, because obviously normally it is just all about kind of like the starting cards, and that's about it. But for objectives and stuff like that, you don't necessarily always need a bench, and if you do, it doesn't necessarily matter about the bench either then, because you've got your starting 11. You can get just a crappy bunch of silvers or gold commons that can obviously be the bench, and you don't have to actually put them on. So for me, it's kind of just getting that first 11, and I think in terms of the quality that we've had in the midfield for the Bundesliga, he most definitely doesn't make, I don't think he makes the top 5. But obviously, we'll give him his fair share. We'll have a look and see what is actually in the midfield. I just know that the perfect combination, obviously, is that Kimmich and Goretzka team of the season. They are absolutely fantastic together. Whereas I think Martinez just doesn't have the capabilities to be that good. Like Goretzka and Kimmich level is just next level. That's the whole point of them. Martinez finds the ball perfectly weighted into Sarr. Little ball across, not quite getting it. Into Xavi. What can we find with him? See a bit of a De Bruyne peeling away from Mbabu. Oh, he's just not going to be able to get past Zambrotta. Back into him. Get the ball away, released early on. We've got free on goal. Oh, Mane. I really wish that we had a little bit more room there, because that would have been an unreal kind of like play right there. Xavi bringing it back in. Going to go into De Bruyne, and he's going to finish it off. Lovely, nice and easy. Job done. Thank you very much. So then for Mr. Javi Martinez. Honestly, he's not awful. Like, for me, I just think he struggles a little bit. He's an 85 and an 86 in form Bayern Bundesliga squad, 65 and 60 chem, so relatively easy to do. But I think at the moment, with no upgrade packs, you just don't particularly want to. Like I was saying, he's had 10 special cards throughout. Obviously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, I suppose we're on 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in fact, I can't even count. He's had 9 special cards throughout his entire FIFA career. That does go from FIFA 10 as well. Like, that's not just like 4 FIFAs ago. That's the whole of Ultimate Team. 10 specials is what he's got, or 9 specials is what he's got, and this one counts. So obviously 200k. I just don't feel it. I did want to have a look and make sure that I'm not missing out on any sort of centre mids, because obviously I like Kimmich and Goretzka are just goated. If we're looking DM specifically as well, Sabitzer for me is more of a cam than anything. Bellingham, a nice, very, very nice centre mid. You've obviously got Kroos is more of a cam. Amiri, actually quite decent for literally free. Other than that, I think then we're looking at like the Guendouzi's, where I think he definitely fits in there. So if we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, you'd probably scrape in 5. Like, in terms of an actual player, like obviously Goretzka's headliner, I think is more animation based and really good. But for me, Martinez wasn't awful. I wasn't expecting him to be damn right like atrocious, but I felt like he was gonna be kind of a real waste of coins. Like, he literally couldn't do anything. But his pace definitely had that increase. You could really feel that. Obviously, that big increase as we see, like the stats that have been upgraded here are just unreal numbers. Like, there's some actual big upgrades, which is what I do like from FIFA. They have definitely done that with these sorts of cards that are not necessarily getting the love they deserve. By the end of obviously their career, they are getting a huge increase, rather than maybe missing out on the composure, missing out on the pace. They are actually giving them what we kind of want. The pace was always the kind of tricky one, because sometimes when you've got a player, especially that slow at 37 on the base, it doesn't normally translate very well, whereas this year I do think it definitely has, and I think he definitely feels sharper. He still is a little bit blocky, like I said, that's just natural for a player that's 6'4" with 80s in the agility balance, but naturally, very good defender, great physicals on him, literally doesn't get taken away from the ball, pace is nice, again you're not going to be running past people with him, but CDM wise, I think he can hold his own. For 200k, I think if you're going to do upgrade packs, then definitely worth it, because more than likely you can craft it for very little. But in terms of kind of buying him with coins, it's a no-go for me. But overall, I'm going to give him a solid 8.9 out of 10. Let me know down below what you think. I think the pace has a massive one to do with that. For him to even go above 9 out of 10, I think his pace needs to be higher. Everything in kind of like what he's had upgraded needs that next bump up, and then we can start seeing something, because the clunkiness of him is always going to outweigh actually how meta he really is. But hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button and let me know down below, are you mad enough to do Javi Martinez SBC? Pieces.